So, what exactly is this mindfulness thing all the cool kids keep talking about? And why have this entire YouTube channel on it? Well, to put it simply, mindfulness is being fully aware of the present moment, experiencing and accepting it as it is without judgment. And during this pandemic, it became even more clear to me just how much we all need to practice mindfulness and how difficult that can be. People have really struggled to cope, both with circumstances outside of their control and how they feel about them. We'll do almost anything as humans to avoid facing reality and ourselves, which has led many of us to become stuck in our emotions and stuck in unhealthy behaviors, lashing out at others, refusing to believe facts, and refusing to change behavior in order to best adapt to what's going on. Many of us are struggling with depression, fear, anger, loneliness, a loss of loved ones, a loss of a job, loss of control. And not that being fully present will immediately solve all of our problems, but mindfulness is absolutely necessary so that we can solve our problems eventually and move forward. So, how in the heck do we actually do this? Well, first off, let me start by telling you that mindfulness is not simply meditation, although meditation is one form of mindfulness. So, if sitting still silently is an immediate turnoff, good news. There are millions of ways to practice mindfulness. In fact, every single moment is an opportunity to practice being present. It can be done anytime, anywhere, and with anyone, no matter what you're doing. You can be doing chores, playing, eating, drinking, exercising, chatting with friends, arguing with your significant other or whoever you like to argue with, works meetings. The list is endless. And I will go over more specific ways to practice mindfulness in a ton of different situations on this channel. But how do you actually do it in every moment? First off, you want to simply notice what's going on around you. Observe both your inner and your outer world with your five senses. Let's use hanging out in my garden as an example. I can see the plants that are still growing and my garden gnomes. I can hear an airplane flying by and wind chimes. I can smell the scent of parsley. I can feel the dirt between my fingers. And I can taste a tomato. It's also important to notice what's going on inside of your body, any physical sensations that you're experiencing. So right now, my chest feels a little tight and my heart is beating slightly faster than normal. And you also want to pay attention to the thoughts that are going through your head. I'm currently thinking about what I'm saying and simultaneously hoping that I don't sound and look absolutely ridiculous. These are all things that are happening in the present moment and can give us important information. As you're doing this, you want to try to stay open and not judge your experience. When describing something, try to do so as objectively as possible, like a reporter or a scientist or detective on a crime show. So if you're trying to describe a flower, instead of just saying, "This is a beautiful flower," you might describe it as having 6 blue petals attached to a green stem. That's not to say that we can't have preferences or discriminate in helpful and healthy ways. There are definitely times where that's useful, but we'll get more into that in another video. It can be a little bit confusing. You also want to make sure that you throw yourself into every single experience, doing just one thing at a time, just what you need to do, and participate in it completely. So when you eat, eat. When you worry, worry. When you dance, dance, party it up, and do your best at it. You don't have to be perfect or even know exactly what you're doing. As Nike likes to say, just do it. This is all so important because as humans, we like to add meaning to stuff. We like to tell ourselves stories. And there's certainly a time and a place and a purpose for that. But much of the time, we aren't aware that we're telling ourselves stories. So we simply believe them without question. Mindfulness grounds us, it brings us back to the here and the now, our present reality. Now, you can be a mindful storyteller, but that's for another day. Overall, what I love most about mindfulness is that it's a practice. That's why it's called mindfulness practice and not mindfulness perfection. There really isn't a right or wrong way to do it. As soon as you realize you aren't being mindful, then bam, you are once again mindful. Pretty brilliant, right? So this channel is really here to help you become more comfortable living in the present moment, in your actual everyday real life, whether you like the moment or not. Doing this will reduce your stress, improve your mood, and basically make your whole life a heck of a lot better. So, comment, and subscribe to get more tips and practices to learn how to be mindful in your real life.